Culture Junkies!
The Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 1, Stranger in a Strange Land. So, I don't know what everybody was expecting going into Book of Boba Fett.
I know what I was expecting.
But what did you guys think of the first chapter?
And also, don't even worry about spoilers. This one doesn't really have anything to spoil.
It really doesn't. No.
Yeah, so even if you haven't seen it, this discussion will just be about the episode itself.
Yes. And I am starting the giveaway right now.
Well,
yeah,
let's see.
Point giveaway.
The only thing that I don't quite understand about, I like the whole episode, even though it did kind of start off slow to me, and some of the stuff they were doing is, what's the time frame between him getting out of Sarlacc pit and him taking over, at the end of The Mandalorian season 2 where he, shot Bib Fortuna. What is that time frame? Because he's still recovering. If he's still recovering, how long was he in the Sarlacc pit?
I do wonder about that.
Yeah,
that's the first thing I wondered about.
Why is he still recovering? You think it would be done recovering now? Like, he's still in a week.
Here's what. Oh, go ahead, Fallen. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, my educated guess would probably have been he'd been recovering all this time, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he spent a few days getting out of that thing. So
because he looks different than he looked in season 2 of. He looks better. His skin looks better. All that stuff. His eyebrows are back. If you go back and look, eyebrows are important. Come on.
He does look like he has alopecia.
Yeah. But in the episodes he was in, The Mandalorian, he looked kind of just really jacked up. He looks a lot better now.
I think
but he's
what they
still
were
recovering.
trying to imply, at least for Mandalorian, is, hey, the last time you saw this guy, he was in the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
So I don't think they really thought it completely through in the sense of, okay, how long is he in the Sarlacc pit? He tracked down his armor. He was walking everywhere for the most part. I'm like, dude, how much walking are you going to do?
Right.
But then he finally gets, and I'm still going to call it by his original name, Slave One. He gets Slave One.
Everybody's been calling it that. I don't know anybody. I don't even know the new name.
What is the new What is the new name anyway?
Boba Fett's ship.
Is that what they're going to call it?
No, it's Slave One, dude. I'm sorry.
What?
That
Okay,
does
whatever.
not, just like Slave Leia, that does not go anywhere in my vocabulary. That is
Right.
what it's always going to be.
Right.
But I think, it's really hard to kind of date it because when you notice when he climbs out, Jabba's wreckage had
right behind
just been found by the Jawas. So it's like, the Jawas are quick, man.
Yeah,
So
that
they've
must
been
have
there
been
long.
that same
goes
night.
down. Yeah, they usually go out there.
Yeah, it must have been that same night. So what I loved about that whole thing is he woke up, clearly was suffering for air, manages to get over to a stormtrooper's helmet, rips out his oxygen, puts it underneath his breath, then immediately tears a hole in the Sarlacc and cooks that bitch from the inside. I was like, dog.
No, that's what I've always liked about the mystique of the character because, again, the movies didn't give you anything.
Nothing.
Really. Not to back up this legendary reputation he has. But no, seeing him actually be, the hardcore bounty hunter that we've been told he is cool.
Yeah.
But I want to know where that stormtrooper came from because it sure as hell wasn't from the sail barge fight.
It could have been when they were first on Tatooine looking for droids. It's possible when they were combing the desert.
That's true.
Trivio
but
did say
damn.
you'd be digested over
1,000 years.
1,000 years.
But damn.
Yeah, I
What
mean,
is
it's
their
completely
armor made
possible.
out of?
Some
Right.
motherfucker was combing the desert. He ain't found shit. And then he fell into the goddamn. He fell into,
Absolutely.
Right. Because the only people that fell into the Sarlacc in that fight
there
was
other
a couple
people.
of Jabba's mercenary hands that were kind of on the sail barges.
Yep.
And
Pretty
Boba
much
himself.
anybody that Luke threw off the damn ship because
Right.
Luke was murking people left and right.
He
in
sure
Return of the
was,
Jedi. I'm
man.
like, dude, that's
Even
just
my
me.
man, they caught that force kick.
Yeah.
Everybody knows
Yeah.
the infamous force kick.
Oh, of
Right.
course, yeah.
So the other thing that they covered, him being found by the Sand People. And having to...
He got found by Jawas first.
he got found by Jawas.
He got
and then
left.
bitches stripped that armor right off of him while he slept.
that was messed up. They was like, yep,
thought he
take
was dead.
that.
Right.
I'll take that. I'll
It's
take
like,
that.
oh, you gonna wake up?
Tip him over. I'll take that rocket pack.
Right.
Like, dude, this is... And again, that's what they are. They're scavengers. I get it.
Yeah.
But I like...
Straight
the
up.
one thing I did like, and this has been consistent with the Tusken Raiders forever, they are an honorable tribe. In one
yeah.
form or another. I thought that was really cool, the respect my man gave him at the the end of the episode, basically.
Yo.
So I'm wondering where that's going to lead, because they're going to keep going back and forth between his journey to get back, his stuff, basically.
That's so weird. I wonder why they kidnapped Shmi then, and that's something I don't even want to get off topic but somebody mentioned one of the videos I watched. They saying that it literally should have been Palpatine making some kind of moves where that's why Shmi got kidnapped by the Tusken Raiders. Not like it was just a random act of.
Oh, you mean in order to piss Anakin off?
Yeah, to piss him off, to try to turn him, and he should have turned in that movie to Darth Vader instead of Episode 3. But regardless,
the King's like Jawas left Boba unblocked.
They did.
They stripped everything, took his stuff, get out. But yeah, that was. I mean, I thought the episode was kind of good. It was a little slow, but I liked it. But it didn't show the confusion part I had. Okay. You saw Boba Fett whip some ass in The Mandalorian. Like, he didn't get. So he was getting his ass whipped.
You got to remember,
but he was supposed to be more healthier.
Well, depending on how long he was in that Sarlacc, he hadn't eaten anything really, or drank anything. Remember, they're on a desert planet.
I'm talking about not the dream sequence.
Oh, you're talking about after the fact.
Yeah,
right? Okay.
He was getting his ass kicked.
He was still injured somehow because that was the first. That was the first thing they did is they took him back to the Bacta tank.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. What the heck's going on?
And I kind of understand his confusion because it's like, okay, you see him in The Mandalorian season 2. He's whooping ass. This is clearly after that. He's on Tatooine at Mos Espa. He gets surrounded. I mean, he's undergoing these Bacta tank treatments, and they get surrounded by mercenaries, and he gets overwhelmed, and kind of gets beat down a little bit. But you have to admit, he was taking a lot of hits from those shock sticks. So that definitely has something to do with it.
I think there's something else. He's still a clone. He doesn't have any of the growth acceleration that the clones do as far as aging, but he's still a clone. So I think there's some deficiency in his physiology. That it's like, yeah, you can do whatever, but I think at some point your body is just going to be like, nah, you need to recover. So I think there's something there with that. Because, again, before, we never knew him as a clone. We just knew he was a bounty hunter.
Right.
And that was it. Now that you've thrown, he's a clone being in there, regardless of not giving him the accelerated aging.
Right.
There might be something wrong.
Yeah.
It's possible. Maybe we'll find out what's going on because, like I said, the show is interesting. I like it. It's more Star Wars. For me, I like it because it's more Star Wars, but I have yet to hear any of the fans complain that we didn't need a Boba Fett show like they did with Solo.
It's too early,
like with
right
everything
now.
else.
Yeah,
like they're coming. Don't worry, they're coming. But
I don't know. I don't think. I feel
it's too early in the show for them to come running with that yet.
Dude, they usually come
right
before
away.
The show even comes out.
No, you're right.
Before anything comes out, they're already.
But you know what's probably killing a lot of that noise?
It's Boba Fett.
But also because Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are running it.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe they should have did Solo.
Yeah, but this
because
is
they
by
trust them.
Rodriguez.
Yeah, and it was the first episode directed by Robert Rodriguez, who clearly seems to be in lockstep with Filoni and
yeah, man, they all come from the same cloth.
And Favreau,
they are all.
But no, it's just like he keeps coming back. Like he's done multiple episodes of The Mandalorian. I think he even directed. I don't know if he direct an episode of like either any of the animated series.
Probably.
Yeah. So
here's the thing: it's Star Wars. Who's not going to come back?
Right. He's a big Star Wars fan, so clearly came back. But anyway, and just as an aside, that four-armed monster that Boba choked out like Jabba, that motherfucker looked just like not the Rancor, the Kraken from Clash of the Titans.
Oh yeah, very similar design. I like how they had him not transform, but transition between bipedal walking and then quad walking. That was actually looked really cool.
Yeah.
And then of course little man pulling the head around like he killed him. It's like, everybody knows who killed this thing. Yeah. Shut up, man. Or at least the chief knew what was up and gave him that water. It was like, yep. Hey, we hope you enjoyed that clip. Make sure you check out our live content on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Culture Junkies. We also have a lot of content available on YouTube, unboxings as well as Blu-ray reviews. And you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Culture Junkies. And on top of all of that, if you go to culturejunkies.net, you can check out our merch store. The link is culturejunkies.net/merch. There's a lot of great merchandise there. So there's links and logos and stuff all around me. So check those out, and we will see you next time.